Are you a guy right now considering proposing to your girlfriend, getting married, getting engaged? I want to know, how much time do you spend thinking about the ring and how much you should spend, and do you feel as though that the ring and how much you spend is a measure of your worth and your value? Is the expectation of your partner unreasonable? Are you placing value on things that aren't really valuable? I don't know if you've ever bought a diamond and then tried to resell it again. They lose their value like no other. But the reason why I'm saying this is because, look, I'm lucky. I don't have to be married. My partner shares my same surname, Stevens. But I do recall myself really, experiencing, serious levels of anxiety over how much I should spend on the ring, and that ring would determine my worth. And, it's a really important question because there's a lot of blokes out there, who are working really hard, perhaps even getting a loan for a ring. And I think that, really that they're putting the emphasis on the wrong things. Once upon a time, it was traditional that you just used a coloured stone. If you want to do the Digby's, there's a whole, that's actually a good idea. I've just thought of that now. There's a whole big story behind the diamond industry and why it became popular. And, really they've just been marketed to us, diamonds are a girl's best friend, and, diamonds last forever. And, all of these marketing campaigns over the years that have really persuaded people that, you've got to buy a nice big diamond ring because she's going to Instagram it, mate. And everyone's going to know that you're a tight ass, or that, you're going to be a real hot shot, mate, when, you give her that big bloody ring that you're in debt for, and all of that kind of thing. And, I just think that it's a real poor quality, especially when you're starting a relationship. What do you really value? Do you value things? Or do you value actually a really nice relationship? Now, I'm not saying that you can't go out and, spend a lot of money if you actually have it. But really, most people don't. One of the highest statistics of young blokes who kill themselves all have jet skis leased, all have big Hiluxes leased, all have mortgages that are really interest only. So they're really looking like they've got a lot, but really don't have much, but just servicing interest on debt, meaning never owning it, just for the privilege of having it in your driveway. You'll pay it's actually really common, and it's no surprise why these guys are one of the highest candidates for suicide. So really, this is just a message for you to have, to have a think about it, to have a chat about it with your potential wife, and actually talk about, what do you value? Do you really value a really expensive ring so you can show off to your mates and pop it on Instagram? And, does it really determine the value of the relationship, the value of the love? It really doesn't. Casey and I never got married because we thought we don't want to spend money on a wedding. I mean, people spend thousands of dollars on a day. Some people millions. And again, the people who are spending millions have got it. But even then, there's better things to be doing with your money. But really, I just, am really kind of doing this video for the poor blokes out there who feel as though that they're under immense pressure financially to provide an engagement ring for someone, and feeling that pressure. It's just an awful thing to experience. So, I think it's just really worth a discussion. Why not keep it traditional? Why not a coloured stone? Why not something that really doesn't have to be an expensive diamond? Why just do what you're told? Why not actually invest that money together in something more meaningful? But really, I just think that the financial pressure that people feel obliged to undertake needs reconsideration and reset the values. What do we actually value? You know, how we appear on Instagram, how big our diamond is. I mean, it's just kind of really one of the best advice anyone ever gave me, you know, just on a different subject, but still the same context, is cars. You know, and they said, you know, drive the best car that your ego will allow you to drive. And it was just an interesting comment because it's so true. You know, how many people, you know, are just in serious debt with car finance just to appear good? You know, I mean, I've been there, I've done it, I've driven, you know, $300,000 Porsches and Mercedes and all the kind of stuff. I've done it all. And again, I can even share a story that, you know, imagine driving a car like a Porsche and when you don't get the recognition from a passerby, you actually feel, oh God, you can actually feel really pathetic driving a Porsche. You know, if she didn't look at me, oh God, I must be a loser. You know, really. So I really just want people to just really think about, you know, you don't measure a relationship and the love by the amount you spend on a diamond or the size of a diamond. And I think that if couples actually, you know, really had a chat about this and perhaps a nice opportunity to redefine their values, you know, what do they value? Is it a diamond ring that, you know, is eventually going to be worth nothing and statistically, you know, given back to a pawn shop? I mean, have you ever walked past a second-hand pawn shop? It's just full of engagement rings and there's thousands of them. So anyway, just something to think about perhaps, and hopefully to relieve a bit of suffering from any young men out there who feel financially obliged to go out and spend, you know, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on a ring.